We now move to the last session before lunch. Last but not the least, definitely, because I know it's getting a little late for lunch, but it's very, very important. Why I tell you? Because the topic, the theme that it's India's turn, seizing opportunities amongst global geopolitical challenges. You must be aware that probably in this week itself, rupee has hit its lowest. You must be also aware that the institutional investors have been pulling out in the Indian stock market very frantically. So in this scenario, this topic, this particular topic within the broader theme is a very, very important aspect which needs to be delved on, and especially when a conclave or a summit is being organized by an industry body like us. So the topic is, can Indian industry drive the global business narrative? Yes, it's India's turn. So for that, to discuss and throw us some light on that matter, can I request our eminent panelist, Dr. Bishwajoy Chatterjee, Vice Chancellor, University of Engineering and Management, Jaipur. Can we have him? Please kindly take your stage. Mr. Siddharth Udhani, Head Sales and Logistics East, Bamal Lorry. Mr. Shubhadeep Kundu, National Head Package Business, Airwater India Private Limited. And of course, Mr. Navneet Narayan. They will be conversing with Mr. Navneet Narayan, who is the whole-time director and CEO of Haldia Petrochemicals Limited, and also our senior vice president of BCCI. Over to you, sir. You have 25 minutes. There will be an alarm when you have 5 minutes to go.
Sure.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. The four of us are here between you and lunch. So we'll try and keep to the 25 minutes and not spoil your lunch too much. But I think it's a great topic to have. Can Indian industry drive the global business narrative? And I think strongly we all believe that we have a role to play, and I think India can definitely do a lot more than what it is doing today. There are a lot of things going right for India. I think and we all have discussed this earlier, we are a large country, we have a large workforce, we have an established industry in the country, and we are seeing the impact of it. I think over the last few decades, and the Indian industry has really transformed right from the 1990s as the industry started opening up. The industry has changed, the ecosystem has evolved, and we are seeing huge amount of FDI coming in. I think this year we are looking at upwards of $90 billion, and I think we are crossing 100 billion, hopefully, before the end of the financial year. So that's a huge investment coming in. But more important, the domestic investment has been pretty high, and I think that is really what drives any economy. I mean, one is FDI, but I think equally important is the domestic investment, and that is growing well. In manufacturing, it's, I think, close to $20 billion of investment we have seen. I come from a company, we are making an investment in Bengal of close to 6,000 crores. So I think these all add up to the investment that is happening in the core manufacturing sector. Analysts, if you look at all analysts, they're predicting that the Indian industry definitely can play a much larger role, and especially with the tariff war going on between the US and China, I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to grab and grab it fast. So I think that is really what we need to, and we'll discuss later on today with the panel. If I look at structural advantages, we still have a young workforce, a workforce which is skilled. We have a very good education system which has been driving this entire industry. We are still very cost competitive, and I think these are the levers on which we have to see how we can leverage them further and grow the industry. I think the last few decades, we have also got into service industry, and I think India is now known as the service back office for the world, and I think those are really very positive strengths that we can leverage. But we also need to worry about things which are not going well, and I think we should not gloss over the challenges that the industry is facing. You know, despite the growth, it has not been a very robust growth, and I think that's really what we should look at. You know, if you look at global supply chain diversification, these are opportunities that we have not fully captured. So we hear of some of the industries coming in, setting up shop in India, but I think there's a lot more that we can do, and a lot more aggressively. Instead of being China plus India, how can we look at India being a preferred destination? Because it is China plus Vietnam, Cambodia, and then India. I think we need to really look at our place in the sphere of industry. We need to move up the value chain. You know, I was having a discussion last week with someone from Lam Research was here, and we were having a discussion that how can India, I mean, we have seen investments in semiconductors. And his point was, yes, but the top end research is not happening here. And it's not moving into India. What we are doing is still looking at the lower end of the food chain, so to say, for our supply chain from a semiconductor perspective. So how do we grow? So we are doing a lot of back office work. We are doing a lot of, the pure research is not happening here. So how do we grow and move up the value chain? I think that's really important for us. What we need is better access to capital, and I think that is, we are still as an industry, it's a challenge. Easy access to capital at a lower cost. Our interest rates are still very high, which is 9.5% plus, so I think that's a very high capital cost when you compare with other economies. Skilled workforce, and I think it's a very important topic. So we have a large population, right? And you know, I was just watching something last night and said, people don't have jobs in India. But you know what? Jobs don't have people in India. We don't have skilled workforce where when we have jobs. You know, we have a large construction going on in Haldia, but I don't have people. We're struggling to get people. We're struggling to get the right skills for the people. So I think these are aspects that we will discuss today, and I think we are joined by a very good panel, starting with Dr. Bishwajoy Chatterjee. He comes from academics. He's the Vice Chancellor of University of Engineering and Management at Jaipur. And he'll speak from a university academic perspective how the academics can really help Indian industry grow and grow much faster. He is Vice Chancellor at UEM. He's Chairman Academic Council. He completed his PhD from NIT Agartala, but he's also a Jadavpur boy, so connect to Calcutta and Bengal is very, very strong. BTech from Kalyani University and Masters from Jadavpur. And I will not take through his entire profile because I remember the lunchtime is there. We also joined by Siddharth Udani. Siddharth is the head sales and logistics for Bama Lorry. He is a sales leader with over 13 years of experience spanning freight forwarding, container freight stations, and rail logistics. And he's an IT engineer with an MBA in finance and marketing from Nirma University. And then on my left here is Shubhadeep Kundu. He's the national head for package business of Airwater. Airwater is one of the leading gas manufacturer companies in India, a Japanese company, with over 22 years of experience. So we are joined with eminent panel. And I'll really look up to them to share their thoughts. And before I get off this podium, maybe we can start with Dr. Chatterjee. You know, before we get to the questions, can you, in 2 minutes in your opening remarks, talk about how academics can really support Indian industry in this growth path that we're looking at?
I'm sure I'm audible at the back. Yes. I don't think. Hello. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Did you switch it off?
I don't know. This one. Hello. Yeah. So thank you so much for the opportunity. So before I get into academics, my quick thought, maybe a minute of thought on the topic that can India drive the global business narrative. I will quickly give one or two examples to just put my belief that yes, in future, India definitely can, or to some extent, it is doing at the moment too. You know, the global capability centers in India, they are now also doing R&D. how it is related to academics, I'm coming to it, also doing R&D, and they are innovating and making products. If you get into examples, a quick example will be Walmart. You know the Walmart's Indian R&D center, it is actually developing AI-based solution for demand forecasting. You know, Walmart is now doing a forecast of the demand, that in which place, which product will be at demand at the moment, and accordingly the product will be supplied. So the entire supply chain is being managed through AI, and this entire solution has been developed in India, and it has been rolled out to US, and US is using it at the moment. So this is an example where India has already innovated, developed, and provided it globally, number one. Number two, you know, Mercedes-Benz, which is again having its office in Bengaluru, it is no more a cost center. It is developing autonomous driving solutions. And this autonomous driving solutions will be used by Mercedes-Benz all across the world. Number three example that I will quickly give is the Philips Innovation Center, which is again located in India only, which is developing the software to power MRI machines, and this software is being rolled out all across the world. JP Morgan Chase, which is located in Hyderabad and Mumbai, you know, they are actually they have developed an AI-based solution which is doing a credit risk analysis automatically, and after doing it, they are detecting the fraud automatically in real time, and now it has been rolled out to New York and London, and they are using this solution developed in India. So these are few examples I really believe where India is already driving the global business narrative to some extent, and in future definitely it can. The China Plus One strategy, definitely sir was talking about it a little bit. You can already know that Apple's iPhone production shift is there. From South India, it is planning that 25% of iPhones in 25 and 26 will be developed in India as compared to 5 to 7% which was being developed in 2022. So this is another example. UPI is being rolled, the concept of UPI is being rolled all across the world, because it is seen that only in June 2025, UPI has done 18 billion transactions, which accounts for nearly 50% of total global transactions that have happened across the world. So you can understand, so people are really trying to understand how that has happened, and they are trying to take it. The world is trying to take it. So these are some of the examples in IT. In non-IT also there are examples. Now how academia as a whole can develop. See, academia as a whole needs to now develop makers. We need to develop makers. Now how that is possible? For a decade, definitely a decade, we have been talking a lot about a concept called Bloom's taxonomy, where it is said that the create phase is actually on the top of the pillar, and everything like remember, understand, analyze, these are at the bottom of the triangle. We used to talk about create, but when we set question papers and when we train our students and we take exams of our student, we always provide them with flurry of questions from how to remember, how to understand, or maximum how to analyze. But see, things are changing gradually and gradually. Now we feel that we have talked about a system where collaboration and competition can go hand to hand. We will only provide them with create solutions, with create challenges, where they will actually need to create in the exams and then deliver it. Now how that is possible? That is possible through both collaboration and through competition, and it is happening big in the form of hackathons already. You can see big teams participating togetherly in a challenge. There is a team participating and creating something, and they are collaborating with one another to create, and definitely after that the competition is there, who wins it. So if this hackathon now which has been talked about can come in the examination system, then definitely makers will be created. This is definitely our thought from academic point of view, that we will be able to create makers that way. And lastly, we are using AI to a big extent. In academia, we have talked about visual AI trying to understand what is going on through seeing. We have talked about AI trying to understand a sound, maybe a sound. Now in academics, we are making it a point that each and every student learns how to develop AI models or how to train AI models. Now we are giving small challenges of training data through training AI through data, and every student that is coming out from academics must be knowing how to train an AI model using data. We are training them that we are actually teaching them that you train various things, like maybe it will be able to sniff something, it can be able to smell through data of smelling. It should be able to taste a food like it used to do with seeing. You can give it to taste a food and it can say. How we can do it? By training more and more AI models. So each and every student is now learning how to train AI models, and I really believe that is going to make a change, and India is going to have a lot of makers, and it can change the global business narrative. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Chatterjee. So just a quick question, we in the industry, we keep struggling with students graduating from the university. And we feel that there is a big gap from what the industry needs and what the institutions really produce. And at times you have to unlearn to learn to really be productive in the industry. So what are you doing from the academics perspective to make the young engineers and young graduates coming into the industry more productive from day one than day 3 months or 6 months?
See, as a whole, a change has been instituted. What is happening now is we used to do a 6 months of teaching to them, and at the end of 6 months they used to sit for an exam. Again, the exams are used to be taken by academicians like us, and they used to sit for an exam, appear for the exams, just give the answers, and most of them used to happen theoretically. But you believe me, things have changed over the years. Now what is happening is 5 months of time they are actually in the classroom, or actually taking sessions from the teachers, and at least 1 month in 6 months they are in the industry. And we are, at least from our institute, we are ensuring that each and everyone must have an industry component. So at least 1 month they are in the industry and doing internships. Now again, see, in academics everything fails if you don't force it. This is a problem. Many people will have things against that we should not force students or put burden on the students. That is a debatable topic. But believe me, students take a thing seriously. If you really want more and more people coming out from the students with the capability of developing, then we need to put some exam component in it. So what we have done is we have given some credits to internship, which is mandatory. Those credits can only come from internship. If the students appear for the internship and provide the proper internship report along with the certificate and proper internship reports, then they get some credit out of it. So more and more students are now into internship. They are doing the internship, and we have made it mandatory that they do. So this is something we are doing. And the first point I already covered when I was talking in general, that we have now incorporated this design challenges into the examination system. If they design something, if they create something, be it collaboratively, be it competitively, they also are getting marks out of it or credits out of it.
Thank you so much. Siddharth, I'll come to you. You work for Bama Lorry, one of the largest logistic companies in the country, one of the oldest ones as well. And really want to share with all of us how logistics plays a big role, and how is the logistic policy really impacting, and can be leveraged better by the industry in the global sphere.
Thank you, sir. I would request the audience to just visualize a time-lapse film since 1991, because this is important in setting context. Like from 1991, where we were a backyard economy, we are now the world's 4th largest economy, about to become 3rd largest in the next 2 years. You can see in the time-lapse film that paper ledgers are dissolving slowly into smartphone screens. The cash queues are now shrinking into UPI QR codes, part of which sir has already covered. The back office cubicles are now being converted into AI war zones, where we are preparing and building for the nation. I am Siddharth Udani. I represent Bama Lorry. It's a PSU under Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, and I have been a logistics man all throughout my career. So I am only not here to prescribe anything or share my prescriptions as such. I would only press the play button, more focused on the logistics aspect of it as to where India stands right now. So to start off with the logistics, it was estimated, it is a very common misconception that we always tell in all the forums, that logistics costs in India generally ranges between 13% to 18%. Some even quote 19-20% of the GDP as the logistics costs. Thankfully, the ministry of late in September has released, in accordance with the DPIIT figures, that in fact the ground route reality is that the logistics cost is now 7.9% of the GDP, which is at par at the developing nations. Now, some of the factors which have led to this huge growth in logistics are the PM Gati Shakti programs, in which today more than 55 ministries are empaneled. It cuts down the delay cost, it cuts down the operational inefficiencies. There are multimodal logistics parks which are being set up. There are, a lot of modal mix that is being implemented on, in which focus is to improve the rail and the waterways share. Then again, there are dedicated freight corridors, which is easing the traffic and helping the logistics reach from point A to point B. We at Bamalori, for example, we have invested heavily in rail logistics. So rail logistics is again a medium to convert into a better form of transmission and to rely less on the road. That modal mix is today required to make the logistics cost go further down. And very pleased to share that, in fact, we are also there in rail logistics, we are there in ocean and air, and today the Indian companies specifically, if you talk about the eastern region, the Indian origin companies are giving a very tough fight to the MNCs of the world, particularly because of our jugaad mentality and the natural urge to bring the costs down. So it's all about cost re-engineering, and like I always have heard in the forums, logistics is the mother of all industries. So with times to come, if India needs to progress, this is an area of focus for the government also, and it should be for logisticians like us also.
Thank you, Siddharth. One quick question, Shubhadeep, for you. You come from the industrial gases industry, and I think what I'd like you to share with us is what are the capabilities being developed over the next 5 years to become a trendsetter in packaging, industrial gases, and other industry that you're in.
Thanks, Mr. Narayan. Yeah, so am I audible? It's working? No, I don't think so. So thanks, Mr. Narayan, and good afternoon, everyone. See, the gas industry, as we all say, I belong to a company called Air Water India Private Limited. It's a Japanese multinational company, and we are operating since 1905, if I'm not so wrong, and we are present in India since 2014. Okay, so see, the gas industry, if we talk about the industrial gas market in India, it's around $3 billion US. Now, if you talk about the international market, it's around $113 billion US. So we not only deal with the industrial gases, but we also deal with the medical gases. Now, if you talk about how the medical gases or the industrial gases is actually hitting upon the gas economy. See, COVID taught us a lot of many things. I mean, the hospitals which we have in all over India, it's around the hospitals, you can say the healthcare sectors. Healthcare sectors contributes to around $638 billion US, okay? And hospital contributes almost around, say around $110 billion US. So if you talk about the healthcare sector in India, it's growing like anything. So the healthcare sector will obviously contribute to the Indian economy to a large scale. Now, if we talk about India's growing part so far as the gas is concerned, now let me just divide it into 4 parts, manufacturing, urbanization, then comes workforce and infrastructure. So these 4 stages of any industry. Now, if I talk about our industry, gas industry, obviously these 4 industries will help us in growing for the Indian economy. Now, India, with its vast vast consumer base, innovation, strategic positioning, it is bound to be one of the significant players in the global economy. Now, if you talk about the GDP of last quarter, Q2 25-26, it was almost around 7.8%, compared to last year of 6.5%. Okay, so where the other economies, other greater economies, they're hovering around say 3 to 4% of the GDP. Our India is growing at around 8%, 7.8, and it's projected to be 8%. And in the near future, it will be the third largest economy around the world by 2028. So if I talk about our industry again, well, it's not only the packaged gases that we talk about the industrial gases, the medical gases. The industrial gases, the medical gases, everything. This gas industry will contribute a large to the global Indian economy.
Thank you, Shubhadeep. I know we are out of time, so we may not be in a position to take questions, but I think the panel has tried to share their thoughts on how India can drive and leverage the growth that we are really focusing on. So thank you very much, everyone, and thank you. I'd like to thank the panelists for sharing the time.
Thank you for your wonderful moderation, sir. Thank you.
Audiences, please hold back. Please stay back. Please stay back. 5 more minutes. Please stay back. I know we are late for lunch, but please stay back. Small thing to happen after this. Thank you so much, Navneet sir, and thank you so much all the other panelists. I know we have not done justice to this panel by giving such a short time span, but it's a chock-a-block schedule. Hope you understand that. Look forward to having some more engaging sessions with you in the near future. Let us do the honors quickly. Navneet sir, if you could kindly hand over a token of our appreciations to all the panelists, one after another. Lunch is just 5 minutes away. You can just clap a little louder. All right, can we quickly have a group photograph, please?